somebody hit, I know you miss me.
Oh, Selma, Selma, oh, Selma.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Curse TV, Keeping It Real Selma. And today we have a special guest, Mayorial candidate Jerria Martin. And just, we're here to pick her brain a little bit, just to let the people know what she have in store. Kind of like the presidential election, except we get the question instead of, one person. So me sort of speaking on behalf of Selma, I'll be questioning, asking a few questions, and, she'll be answering from the heart. And without further ado, I'm going to let her introduce herself, and we'll just go from there.
Awesome. Well, first of all, I'd just like to say thanks for having me on the show. I think it's a beautiful concept that you're doing to just bring awareness in the community. And that's definitely one thing that I want to focus on because Selma is the community, the city that I know and love, with all my heart. I was born and raised here in Selma, came through the Selma City Schools, did 4 years at Stillman College, which is at HBCU, and then went off to Princeton to get my Master's of Divinity. And upon receiving my Master's of Divinity at Princeton, I knew that the next place I had to come was home. To take all those skill sets, all that training, a multitude of training, that I received there with different internships and work study placements. I just had to bring that talent back home to Selma.
And what made you want to, most people come back and want to use their skills, as far as, what you're doing. I mean, you got, I guess, an excellent job, working at the community college as a professor, in your area of expertise. But what made you want to venture into politics?
And I mean, if you would have asked me this, 10 years ago, there's no way I would be able to say, I want to be mayor or I want to be governor or president. But for me, coming back home to Selma, after spending 4 years away at Stillman, which was in Tuscaloosa, that's a college city. There's always stuff to do. There's the city is booming. They're expanding. Everywhere you look, you see a new apartment complex, being built up around that stadium. And then I go to Princeton. And Princeton, New Jersey, at the time I graduated, 2013, was actually listed as one of the best places to raise a child in America due to the great charter schools, due to the high income rates. And I mean, it was just a beautiful place. Everyone there was either brilliant in their own, way or rich. So this was a beautiful city. And then I graduated from Princeton and came back home to Selma in Dallas County, which at that time was actually listed in an article as one of the worst places to raise a child in America because of the high poverty rates, the low income, the communities plagued with the symptoms of social decay, gangs, drugs, violence. And so to just come back home and see all of this going on, to start a ministry, Circle of Hope ministry in the Dallas County Jail, where I can actually sit and worship and pray with the women who are considered to be, the pariahs and the outcasts, but to actually hear their stories, to go to the GWC homes, to listen to the voice of the people and see that they have no avenue of voicing their opinions. To see it seems like their voice has been ignored almost for some time now. And so I definitely want to just come in and be more of a mediator, a builder of consensus and not a seeker of consensus, and to just be able to work in every community of Selma and just kind of pull each community together.
All right, so I'm sure you've been aware of this, but there's no recreational, outlets here for the kids. Um, if and when I hope you become mayor, um, what would you do about that?
Well, one big thing that we definitely have to focus on, and there's actually a lot of private organizations that are working to do this, but opening back up the Brown Y. When I was coming up, the Brown Y was the place to be. You had the swimming pool, we had tutoring services. I even came back home and worked with the city of Selma my senior year at Stillman College. And at that time, Miss McKinney was over that program at the Y. Is it gonna pick up all that?
Are we good, y'all? It's a lot of. We good?
Mm,
Okay.
alright. You
Good.
sure? I just don't.
We
That's
good to
kind of
start, but
loud.
yeah. Are we still good?
You can hear the sirens?
Okay. So
Uh-huh.
we good. That's a good
All right, so I'll pick back up.
Go
So
ahead.
I came back my senior year.
You all right? Go ahead.
That's crazy. That's loud too. All right, but I came back my senior year from Stillman to work with Miss McKinney, and at that time I was helping the mayor to develop his youth advisory board. And so, serving on his youth advisory board, we actually pulled youth from every high school in Selma. So from even in Dallas County school systems, we had 2 or 3 youth seniors that were representing the board, their school on the board. And so coming home that senior year, we hosted a book bag giveaway, and each book bag had school supplies in it. We gave away gift certificates. We even had a big grand opening of the Y. You know, I came home and helped rebuild it, and so now it kind of breaks my heart to go and see the Brown Y. You know, all that work, all the money that was raised, and then it even gets me that it was just actually an article in the paper that I know you read it, right? That said that 50 cent out of the $2 extra tax that was coming in through the half-cent tax raise, that 50 cent was supposed to go to the brown Y, while $1.50 goes to the grist Y. And I guess you know what's happened to that. It would be almost $92,000, and I think $92,000 would definitely put a dent in that brown Y. So just to be fair, I want to come in and definitely be fair to every child. You know, to be sure that all children in Selma have the ample opportunities that other kids may have. I just want to come in, you know, and be fair, be just, and just offer those same opportunities to everyone in the community.
Um, as you know, mayor can only be as good as his city, but under the mayor are the city council people. I'm not saying all of them are bad, and I'm not calling any names, but I don't see eye to eye with a lot of methods that some of them take approach to. Like, for example, like how can you have a city council meeting and you don't even have any feedback from the city? You know, you can go to the meeting. You're welcome to come to the meetings, but you can't say nothing. You know, unless you're on the agenda or whatever. You know, there is no really public feedback on that. I mean, I don't know what the reason behind that was. I mean, because my thing is, like I said, how can you know what the city wants if you never ask? You know, you sit in your office and you can type down a list of agendas of things that that you want to see done, but if you never ask the people of the city, like, okay, what can I do for you? How will anything get done? How would you take that approach? You know, I mean, like, 'cause I'm sure you would probably get backlash if you said, you came in there and you say, oh, well, my first order of business is I want to hear from the people. You know, how would you? I mean, what would your approach be to that?
And so I'm glad you asked that question, because for me, I'm the type of person to say, you know, I won't come up here and just tell you all type of crazy ideas, and I'm not really an idealist. You know, I'm more of a worker. So I say, let the work that I've done speak for me. And so when you look at what I'm actually doing right now in the communities, from teaching at the community college to going out to the jails and ministering, from going to the various churches and speaking to the young people and just feeding life and feeding hope, and to all these just generations, you know, from the elderly in the nursing home and the hospitals to the kids at Hope Academy to the young people in that jail. You know, it's been all about bringing hope and bringing life and voicing and hearing their concerns. So what I'll do as mayor is continue to do what I've been doing the past 3 years, being home, being in touch and in tune with the community, because I guarantee you no one that's probably running for mayor right now will have that same experience that I've had these past 3 years. Do you know it took me 6 months to find employment after coming here? 6 months to find a job after coming home from Princeton. Took me 6 months to find employment. So I understand what it means to struggle, to wonder. I love Selma. I want to, to make my family here in Selma, but, it took me 6 months, 6 months of doubting myself and doubting, is this a place that God has called me to be because of, the missed opportunities, and so I just wonder how many other young people have left the city, because they come here and and they say, well, I'm trying to make my home here, but where can I work that's not just a minimum wage job? So for me, what I want to do is continue to be present in the community. One thing that they told me that Mayor Smitherman did awesomely is that he would just take the time, get off work and just ride the city. He would ride and just look around and see what's going on. But I want to be the type of mayor to get out of my car and I'm going to walk your community. I'm going to sit on your front porch and ask you, what is it can I do, to help you? What's going on, in your community? How's the violence? Is there, is the police response time? Has it improved? Do you see a police presence in your community? Is it good enough? Because from the people who I've been speaking with, we definitely have growing edges, in public safety. We definitely have a growing edge with working with our infrastructure and improving infrastructure. We have a growing edge when it comes to jobs and having not just minimum wage jobs. We can't be happy. We thank God for the Dollar Generals and the Walmarts and and all these other the Southern delis, American delis, but these aren't the jobs. We need industry, something that's going to bring in a high income paying job where you can afford to feed your family and raise your family. And right now you can't do that working at Dollar General. You really can't do that, working an American deli or these type jobs. A Dollar General job won't get you. Even a manager is probably making no more than 30, so, and you'll probably still need public assistance. And so the goal is to get us out of that public assistance, to get us out of the projects, to get us off the welfare, to get us to a point where we can be self-sustaining and to have just a job, a real job.
Speaking of jobs, what would you do? No, we good? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. What would you do as far as jobs wise? I mean, we, we the citizens of Selma, we hear, we hear your vision and everything. But I mean, you did say you are a person of action. But what would you do about bringing jobs to Selma?
So the first thing that we have to do is make Selma a business-friendly environment. You have to understand that it isn't just one problem that's plaguing Selma. All of Selma's problems are kind of intertwined. So if you have a city where there's high crime rate, high theft rate, and then these are some of the reasons that some of the stores have left town, some businesses have left, or weren't successful because more things were going out than the money that was coming in. So the thing is, is to really, I think we're going to have to change something from the inside out. We're going to have to work with the hearts of the people. We have to really get into our community and work within our community, those problems that have been long plaguing us, and we have to lift each other up. I think it's going to come through lifting each other up and showing each other that it's a better way and having that business-friendly environment, but also an ambassador, a mayor that is an ambassador for the city that can stand on not just a local stage, but an international stage, and that can partner with both the chamber and, they're doing a good job. I have to give it to them. They are doing a good job in bringing in new jobs, but in creating new jobs. But we have to also understand that there's 5,000 people that come into Selma to work. 5,000 people. And so our problem here in Selma is that we don't have those skilled workers. And that's one of the main reasons that you hear they'll throw out, is we don't have the skilled workers. We don't have the skilled workers, or they can't pass the drug test. But so my question in return is that, it's not even a question. It'll be the action that I take is to actually create this programming, work with Wallace, work with the Selma City Schools and Dallas County Schools to create this programming within the system where you have that job training, on site. Where when I was in school, we had probably about 10 to 12 girls my senior year that would leave class at about 2 o'clock and go to the hospital and finish their day there. There was like a nursing program, and they would do the other half of their day, at the hospital over at Vine. And so having programs where they can leave and go to international papers and get this training, or leave and go to Bush Hog and get this hands-on internship training, or have them come to the school. So we just have to be creative and innovative to actually get our young people prepared for the jobs that are here and the jobs that will be coming. And so I think if we can do that, we think about it. If we can have 5,000 people that are unemployed here working those jobs, you see what I'm saying? So a big part of that problem is just giving these folk the training that they need to just step up to the plate.
My thing is this. There's a lot of ex-fellas, and you turn that in on a resume, or they automatically assume that they're not qualified. You know, how do you open that door to be like, okay, just because you didn't get a job over here doesn't mean that these people over here won't take you. I mean, how do you go by reaching to those people? Because some people, I don't want to say they're beyond reaching, but some people they die hard to the street. And no matter you give me a job, yeah, I still work that part-time job, but I'm gonna do the street. In the sun fall, I'm gonna hit the pavement. You know what I'm saying? How would you go by reaching those people? I mean, like the ghettos and everything. How would you go by getting to those crowd of people?
I'm glad you asked, because like I said, I'm one woman of action and not so much ideals, because that's exactly what I've been doing in the Dallas County jails. I almost have 100% success rate within the girls who are in the jail after going through the ministry training. I don't just minister to them and
To reiterate what happened, we had a little technical difficulties, but just to reiterate, I was asking, how would you reach out to the people in the ghettos? Like the people, that are ex-cons or ex-felons or whatever. How would you reach out to them and let them know, like, okay, just because you got dealt a bad hand in life, you don't have to give up and resort to the streets. How would you reach out to those people?
And so far, I've had a 100% success rate with working with the girls in the Dallas County Jail. That once they go through my ministry training, it's not just a ministry where we focus on their spiritual well-being. We do spiritual, but we also focus on financial. We work on being better mothers, better daughters, better friends. And so when they get out, I can line them up with a great church. They're going to church on Sundays. They're getting their GEDs. That's a good thing about working with Wireless. I can help them enroll in a program to get their GED. If they already have their GED, I can enroll them in programs to get their license to do hair, or to just use their skill sets that they already have. I try to be creative and helping them find ways to just stay off the streets. But one program that I tell you has really been a jewel for this community, and that I've been able to enlist some of my girls in, is the we're not supposed to be here. Oh, you asked her? She looked like.
Ma'am?
Oh. Uh-oh.
The guy at the front desk. Just to reiterate what you were saying, and another technical difficulty there. You were talking about something that's a jewel in the community. You pick up from there.
So this program that I was asked to partner with at Circle of Hope Ministries was actually asked to partner with Circles of Transformation. And Circles of Transformation was started, I believe, in the Methodist church tradition, but they brought the program to Selma. And so what we do is enlist 10 to 12 low income community participants where we offer them training. It's a 12-week training, intensive training, and it's every Monday. We come on Monday evening. We offer free dinner, and we even offer child care. So it's literally there's no excuse. We offer transportation, dinner, and child care. You know what I'm saying? So you come to the program, and this is where we actually give you a 12-week intensive training every Monday on your finances, your spirituality, on relations, on how to be a good father or a good mother, on how to have a good spiritual life, a prayer life, on how to maintain the money that you're already getting and how to make more money. So we teach all of this over a 12-week period of time. And at the end of that 12 weeks, you have members of the community who are also trained, and they've undergone an 8-week training that then become their mentors. So you have pastors, you have, judges, you have, just successful business folk in the community or successful working professionals in the community that are then paired with the low income community participant to really be their mentors. So they can offer them everything except financial assistance. That basically can give them anything except money. So you're there to help them network. You're there to help lift them up. And it's not just one member, but you get three, 2 to 3 partners from the community. And I just really believe that this concept is just beautiful. And I think that that's what it's going to take to change Selma, to be able to go to the trenches and save those people and bring them to these type of programs and let them know that this type of programming does exist in the city. And so to even help the city could help implement it. We have a youth and senior citizens director. So we definitely can be doing a lot more programming in that area, and as well as all the other developmental departments through the city. It's just so much more innovative and creative things that we can be doing together as a community to really lift all aspects of the community.
I think that just about cover, the vast idea of, what you have in store for mayor when you become it, because I do have faith in that you will become it, the next mayor of Selma, and I think you make a milestone being the first woman and the first, you do 3 milestones because you're the first African American woman, the first woman, and the first youngest. So that's 3 milestones right there, and I mean, I love the fact that you have, your connections with the community like you do, and, you're also a minister throughout the community. So, I mean, people know you, and I think with Curse TV, this is to help them know you a little more personally, come time election day, you can look forward to something new instead of, might as well not vote because, it don't matter no way, versus we got a new face in, someone who can actually listen to our needs, and possibly make a big turnaround for, this poverty-stricken city. And, I pray and I hope that you do get the position. This is getting my support right off the top. And, I do think that you could be that person that could bring a change, throughout the city of Selma. And thank you for joining us today on Curse TV, where we cover from the best to the worst, because the gift is the curse.
I vow to stand up just with my city. I vow to bring my people together. I vow to rep my city forever. I vow to be committed forever. I promise to put on for my city and pray for the ones who let me wrong in my city. Be honest and loyal, make that a commitment, and do right by the people if they with or against me. Put Selma on the mount, I done made that a mission. I spit knowledge and wisdom, I just wish they would listen. I'm aiming for the stars, shooting straight, no missing. Getting